What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Sunday, October 12th, 2025, and we are here at the Kaagbaan for a day of departures, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. Lovely weather here, partially sunny, partially cloudy. And a United Widebody 7879 ready to take off to Newark as number 2. KLM 737 in the foreground, not on the left but already lined up, going to Birmingham. Very good morning to everybody who has joined already. Marja, goedenavond. Marissa, goedemorgen. And Wolfgang, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody else. This is KLM flight 1043 to Birmingham, 737-800. After that, United flight 71 to Newark. Big picture overview, this is what it looks like. Looking to the north, interesting cirrus clouds over there. Looking to the east, looking to the south, and lastly, looking to the west. United flight 71 to Newark. The voice sounding a bit hoarse still. I think yesterday was better than today, interestingly. If all is well, we are going to see the A340 to Paramaribo later in the morning. Already lined up right now is the KLM version to Paramaribo. KLM flight 713, 777-300 Papa Hotel, Bravo, Victor, India. 13-year-old airplane, first flight June 2012. Hardly any wind today. A little bit of morning sunshine for as long as it lasts. And a very good morning to everybody who has joined in the meantime. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. All is calm over here. Right now the only bird I'm seeing in the water is Chris Coot. Although I am hearing Russell. Next airplane leaving should be Delta Airlines Flight 161 to Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's an A350. It should be coming from the left. In the background, KLM Flight 1373, I think. In the meantime, Jeff is celebrating 9 months of membership. Welcome back, Jeff, and good morning, and thank you so much for the support, mate. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. Let me see what I can do to fix it. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. I hope I'm going to stick around for many more months to come. The voice sounds a lot worse than yesterday. Yesterday I had a normal voice, so I figured if I have a good voice for a day, I can go back to streaming again, but it sounds a bit worse than it was yesterday. You have to believe me when I say so. Now, I think what we're seeing is KLM Flight 1251 to bloody Helsinki. Delta A321neo should also be somewhere over there, I think. Ah, there it is. That's the one that is destined to go to Reykjavik. And from Reykjavik, undoubtedly further to the United States. Not sure when that's going to leave. There is a big chance it's going to leave via runway 24. There's Delta Airlines Flight 161 to Minneapolis. Bird control. And that's KLM Flight 913 to Aberdeen, Embraer 190. KLM Flight 1251, according to flight radar, has now turned onto the runway. Should be coming any moment now. The Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray India. 25 years old, first flight July 2000. And a very good morning to everybody who's joined in the meantime. Been feeling good otherwise. It's just one of those infections that hits the throat predominantly. Usually when I get a cold, it results in a week of having a clogged nose, which you can quickly resolve with nasal spray. When it affects your voice, it becomes a bit more difficult and you need patience. Now, over here, they're still constructing multiple small excavators. Not exactly sure what they're doing here, but they do have a toilet. And they also have plenty of pipes. KLM Flight 913 to Aberdeen in the meantime already airborne. Embraer 190. FedEx 737 has been standing there for ages. You can see the tail quite clearly now. A couple of Chinese that have similar but not exactly the same logo. Very uninspired actually. Hey, Chinese copycatting. That's something new. couple of Atlases in the back. I think there's also a bit of DHL yellow that we can see. Alright, cheater on Cheater's Lane, by the looks of it. KLM flight 1151 to Trondheim. E2 Embraer 195. And in the meantime, Bobbers renewing his membership. Welcome back, Bobbers. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome back, mate. Hey, Jerome is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Breathing problem is due to tear gas. Yeah, what the hell did you do that the president sent the army to your hometown, Jerry? Have you been misbehaving? Alright, KLM flight 901 to Inverness is going to be next. And Delta Airlines flight 161, the A350 to Minneapolis, Minnesota, finally progressing to the runway threshold. And another Delta A350 is following. That's nice. Don't have it in sight yet, but it should be arriving on the premises pretty soon. Adi Ricardo, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Last day of the Polderbaan being in use for before it's going to be closed for 1.5 weeks. Well over 1.5 weeks. Regular maintenance. Immediately after that, the center runway is going to close, the Zwanenburgbaan. Curious to see what runway use is going to be like tomorrow. They'll probably use runway 27 as secondary runway, or maybe 09. Not sure. Hopefully 09. That would mean action at the threshold. We'll have to see. A very good morning to everybody who's joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy, and there are 2 Delta A350s that we are going to see take off shortly. One is already lined up. Delta Airlines flight 161, Delta Airlines flight 133. Not far behind. Has it become visible? Well, its winglets have become visible. Suparna is coming this way. Suparna landed not too long ago. We should start seeing it pretty soon. And Duckman is celebrating 5 months of membership. Glad you're back. 1 month to yellow, he writes. Mate, thank you so much for your continued support, not just as a member, but also as a very valuable input for the custom widgets lately. And a great many PayPal donations that I don't see an automated pop up for, unfortunately, but that have happened. Mate, thank you so much for the continued support. I hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. Not necessarily as a member, that's up to you. It's perfectly fine if you choose not to. That goes for everybody. Being a member is just an optional thing, but it would be nice if you stuck around for many more months to come. I hope that goes That goes for everybody, of course, for all members and viewers. We're not yet seeing any 747s, but we are seeing another A350. Delta Airlines Flight 133 back-to-back Delta A350 departures. This is the November 505 Delta November to Detroit. We already saw a KLM 777-300 take off to Paramaribo. If all is well, we're also going to see the Suriname A340 later in the morning. Where did I see that tail? It's further to the right, isn't it? There it is. Building's still in the way, building's still in the way. This is probably where we're going to see more of its features. Yep. Superna Airlines, flight 87433, having arrived from Chongqing. And KLM flight 1199 to Oslo, passing by in the foreground. And no, Wolfgang, it's not going to be a channel first. We already saw Delta A321neo's take off before. Actually, it was also here from the Polderbaan, from the Kaagbaan, if I recall correctly. Superna is holding. That's because traffic is taking off here. This is EasyJet to Chester. Well, this morning we began with some sunshine. Unfortunately, the sun seems to have gone, and even though the cloudiness isn't very dense nor very low, I don't think we're going to see the sun again anytime soon, unfortunately. Meanwhile, more departures. And Chris Cook is beckoning. What's up, mate? Right now he seems to be the only aquatic bird in the water as far as I can see. Comfy in the reeds. And this is the Delta A321neo to Reykjavik. More likely than not containing any passengers except the crew. This one is going to Reykjavik, probably for a refill and then to continue to wherever in the United States it's destined to be delivered. And there's the Suparna. Meanwhile, behind the Suparna, lining up, ready to take off to San Diego is KLM flight 639. That's the 7879 Dreamliner. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy, and we are here at the Kaagbaan, runway 0624, in use for departures as runway 24. And here is KLM flight 639 to San Diego. Papa Hotel, Bravo Hotel Delta. I thank you, bear with me, for your 10-month support. 10 months into a 10 out of 10 stream, upwards and onwards, Boy. He writes, thank you so much for the kind words, mate. And thanks for the ongoing support. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come, bear with me. If not as a member, then at least as a regular frequent visitor. My voice is worse today than it was yesterday. Yesterday I had a normal voice, now it sounds hoarse, even though I'm not really, haven't been talking that much yet. Bit disappointed in that. Yesterday I had a normal voice throughout the day, which is why I decided yesterday evening that I thought today would be a good day to start going back to streaming again. Hopefully it's going to hold up. Last day of the Polderbaan in use for at least 1.5 weeks. As of tomorrow, the Polderbaan is going to be closed for 1.5 weeks or a little bit more. I think actually yearly maintenance means that they're going to use runway 0927 more. And that, I think, offers opportunities for interesting streams. Looking forward. Tomorrow I will do another stream if my voice keeps up, holds up, which I hope it will. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to both Gary in Amsterdam and to Sardi for both your super chats. Welcome back, Boy. Feel 100% better soon. I'm going to work today to volunteer for the open days. Well, have fun with that, Gary. Hope you'll get a lot of visitors. Hopefully you won't lose your voice in the process. And also Sardi, thank you so much for your support and your kind words. Good day, boy, from Australia. Great work. Have a great stream. Well, thank you. You too have a great day, mate. I hope everybody is enjoying the stream. If you are, don't forget to leave a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Back to the narrow bodies. An Embraer from KLM. Interesting coloration in the clouds. Said it before, I'll say it again. 50 Shades of Grey, we invented that here in the Netherlands. And you can see why. All kinds of colors in the sky. Runway 18 left is also still in use. Here we have Helvetic. The White Cross. I was about to say the Red Cross. Stand by. All right. This is KLM flight 1269 to Copenhagen. A737-800. And another KLM narrow body in the background that just now took off from 18 left. In the meantime, Karsten, what are you doing, mate? Thank you so much for your generosity. Karsten just now went ahead. He gifted no less than 10 flipping memberships. You certainly didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, everybody who just received a gifted membership from Karsten. Don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön to him if you are one of the recipients. Have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Don't forget, if you have any suggestions for the replacement custom emoji to replace playtime with, you still have until Monday evening. I'll make a poll with all your suggestions and all the members can then cast their vote in a big poll where all your suggestions for the new custom emoji to replace playtime with will be included in. Hey! Yeah man, it's the Rasta A220. Hey, Lisa also back in the chat. Good morning. Han, goedemorgen. Count myself lucky, only having some voice issues. Lisa also had a fever earlier in the week, so it could be worse. Hopefully it'll be the first and last viral infection of the season. Hey Jan, KLM boy, good morning. Gabriella, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else. Roy, goedemorgen. Right, wow. More narrow bodies in the meantime taking off here. Hey, stranger also back in the chat. En Peppy Pittel, servusmate. Herzlich willkommen. Hey, Evan, top of the morning, Senor Rodriguez. Senor Rodriguez is celebrating his 29-month membership anniversary and he writes, aunque esté ausente un día o una semana, I'm staying. Not exactly sure. Let me see. What does that mean? Another... No. Something a day or a week, but the rest before it I didn't understand. Always nice to have you back in the stream and in the chat, Evan. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. Thank you so much for your 29 months of support as it is already. Let's quickly turn back. Delta is getting away from us. I already saw that on CDM this morning. It was destined to leave via 18 left for some reason. The exception to the rule. The other wide bodies with destinations lying to the west still destined for runway 24, at least when I checked before going live this morning on CDM. The vortices on the A330 from the wingtips. Lovely to see. Next up, KLM flight 1303 to Gdansk in Poland, and after that we are going to see two wide bodies, KLM flight 601 to LAX, and visible on the right is KLM flight 743, which will leave for Lima in Peru. I guess some of you are interested in what happened with the last stream last week with the flickering. I ruled out the possibility that it could be the HDMI cable because it was so new. Guess what? I was wrong. It was the HDMI cable. Interestingly, it was the cable where it connected to the ATEM Mini, to the switcher, which is in the laptop tent, and which never got wet or anything. So I think either I must have had a faulty cable or it got damaged somehow. I don't know how it could have gotten damaged though. So I'm thinking it might have been a lemon. Replace the HDMI cable. If all is well, it should be working again perfectly fine. Whether you're absent a day or a week, I'm staying a member. Thank you so much, Evan. Yeah, it was not my intention to stay away so long. No, unfortunately, as you guys can hear, my voice still isn't 100%. Actually, it was better yesterday than it is today. Don't know why. Anyway, it should get better again. I've been feeling well all the time. I just wish I had an old school infection where just my nose gets clogged, because then you can use nasal spray and still function. When you lose your voice for the better part, it's game over. At least when it comes to streaming, and also my day job actually. This is KLM Flight 743 to Lima in Peru. And a massive big thank you to Richard, who just now gifted a membership, and it's Werner König who is the recipient. Herzlich willkommen, Werner. Don't forget to say thank you to Richard for the gifted membership, and have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal for a month. Don't forget, if you are a member, you can cast your vote in the members only section of the community page of the YouTube channel, where you can suggest, I say cast your vote, you can voice your opinion if you have any suggestions for the replacement custom emoji to be replacing playtime with. The call for idea is going to stay open until tomorrow evening local time. Then I'll make a poll with all of your entries, and all the members can start voting. We'll hopefully get another replacement in a week from then, or at least the suggestion. We'll still have to make the emoji probably. Now, let's see. Olaf is asking about the A340. Looking on Flight Radar, I'm not seeing it yet. Unless I'm overlooking it. Nah. Don't think it is live on Flight Radar yet. This is KLM Flight 95. Of course, going to Scotland to Eden.
Bruh.
Yo, Michael Pell, what are you doing, mate? Michael Pell. Holy shizzle. Michael Pell just now gifted no less than 20 flipping memberships. 20 new members, courtesy of you, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for such tremendous generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Michael Pell if you are one of the 20 recipients of his gifted memberships. Have fun with the custom emojis. Don't forget, if you have suggestions for a new custom emoji to replace playtime with, let it be known in the community section before tomorrow evening. Michael, thank you so much for stupendous generosity on your end. And welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. That is incredible. Thank you so much, Michael. Wow. I tried to temper my voice. I don't want to sound ungrateful. I'm trying to restrain my voice so that I can stream today and tomorrow without losing my voice. If I sound a little less enthusiastic, it's because I purposefully tried to reduce it a little. Ideally, I'd like to be a bit more high energy than this. This was KLM Flight 661 to Houston in Texas. 777-200 the PHBQN, Bravo, Quebec, November. And another departure from 18 left. one of the KLM A321neos. Spacious carrying cabin in the back, as you can see. And Richard May, thank you so much. Another super chat as well. Thank you so much, Richard. No accompanying text with it. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the A340 to become visible on flight radar. I don't have it in sight. It seems that it's getting delayed. Hey Lena, goedemorgen, good morning, and welcome to the show everybody else who may have joined. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we're here at the Kaagbaan, runway 24, primary runway for outbound traffic today. And we're waiting for SAS Flight 552 to become visible. Destination Copenhagen. The SEDOX, S-E-D-O-X, there it is. A320neo. And already airborne. Well, thank you so much for your message, Richard. Forgot the text. You are right. Enjoy, mate. I hope you will feel much better soon. Well, I feel perfectly fine as it is, actually, believe it or not, even though it doesn't sound like it. It's just that my voice is affected by this particular infection. But I've been feeling perfectly fine all throughout the week, which makes it all the more frustrating. Makes it all the more frustrating if you feel perfectly fine to stream, but your voice lets you down. Then again, such is life. Next up is going to be KLM flight 777, and of course, being KLM. Oh wait, no, we have a cheater first. Air Baltic to Tallinn. Air Baltic to Tallinn. I was about to say that KLM flight 777, of course, is not flown by a Boeing 777. It's an A330-200. First, this Air Baltic A220 to Tallinn, Yankee Lima Alpha Alpha uniform, with the 100th A220 sticker somewhere on it. I think this must be it. Yeah. Oh, how lovely. Bombardier C series. Alright, TUI. That's TUI flight 367 to Willemstad, Curaçao. Hey, Mr. Ramy is also back. Good to see you, Jay. Welcome back. So a couple of wide bodies are going to leave in a few moments. KLM flight 777 is already lined up. It's going to go to St. Maarten. A330-200, Papa Hotel Alpha Oscar Echo. 19-year-old airplane, first flight July 2006. Here we go. TUI looking to be the next airplane after that. And we also have KLM over there, KLM Flight 615, now visible in the background on the left, behind the A330. That's going to go to Jerome's hometown, Portland, Oregon. Hey there Daniel, hey there Milan. Good morning. Welcome to the show, guys. There's the Dreamliner to Portland. That's a 7879. And lined up right now is the TUI. TUI Flight 367. Going to Willemstad, Curaçao. Time for me to have a small sip of I also see that a cargo triple has arrived on the scene, which is probably going to traverse the runway at some point. Question is, of course, when? That's right there. Hey Andy, good morning. And welcome to the show, mate. Meanwhile, Dustin is celebrating 4 months of membership and he writes, happy Sunday to you too, Dustin. Welcome back and thank you so much for the support. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. Let me see what I can do to fix it, to ameliorate the situation, as it were. And KLM Boy, the same, also celebrating 4 months. Thank you so much, KLM Boy. Hope you feel better soon. Well, thank you so much, mate. Actually, I've been feeling pretty good all throughout the week. It's just that my voice is affected. Perfectly fine otherwise, not even a clogged nose, which normally I would have had if I would get a cold infection. So, strange infection, just hitting the voice and the throat. I am striving to be back on my feet again, metaphorically speaking, very soon. It was getting better each day. Right, well, this one is coming home to Jerry, Portland, Oregon, KLM Flight 615, 7879 Dreamliner, Papa Hotel, Bravo Hotel, Foxtrot, PHF. New livery, deeper smile, KLM, SkyTeam livery, Embraer 190 in the background. Hope you saw that. Here and there a bit of blue, as you can see. Right now where the sun is in the sky, it is overcast, unfortunately. So big picture overview, there are a few patches of blue. This is north, so those are northwest of me. This is looking directly to the west. This is currently what things look like directly to the east. This is what things look like to the south. Now as you can see, and as we were able to see earlier in the morning, at the southerly horizon there are still open bits. So the clouds are drifting in from the north today. The Chinese triple is traversing the runway. And And Marissa says that the A340 is now on flight radar. Yes, you can see it. It seems to have been pushed back just now. Should be coming this way. Delta Airlines Flight 57 to Salt Lake City. That's an A330 Neo. Also seems to have been pushed back. Over there we have KLM flight something. It's the BKF. We can see that on flight radar, but at least on my flight radar it doesn't say where it's supposed to go to. KLM flight 1031. The person Chester is now lined up. That's an A321 Neo. Hey Marcel, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show. Everybody else, Flinkside, good morning. Shiab, good morning, goedemorgen. We're waiting for Fax 8 to come this way. The first of the A321 Neos, there it is. Norwegian with a bland tail. Just a plain lipstick plane. Next after that. And there's Fax A already airborne. Lights out. Gear in. The 787 is going to Bogota, S741. Thank you, Marissa. Oh yeah, now I also see it. For some reason it took a little while for Flight Radar to update the information, but now I also see it. Lipstick Norwegian up next to Copenhagen. The certainly. Karsten has to go. Thank you so much for joining, Karsten. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Full as well. I should be going out tomorrow for a stream. Hope to see you then. If not then hopefully on Thursday again. Full as well. The weather should stay good. That is dry. Next up is going to be KLM flight 741. 787-10 Dreamliner, of which we first didn't see the details. It's going to Bogota, which of course is in Colombia. And we all know that Colombia is right next to a country called Ecuador. I know you were waiting for that. Papa Hotel, Bravo, Kilo Foxtrot. Mark H, mate, what are you doing? Mark H just now gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much for your generosity, Mark. You didn't have to do that, but you did it anyway, and I thank you for that. And I hope that everybody who just now received a gifted membership from you will thank you as well. Have fun with custom emojis if you are one of the recipients of Mark's gifted memberships. If you have suggestions what to replace the playtime emoji with, you can cast your vote or let your voice be heard more appropriately in the community section until tomorrow evening local time. More gifted memberships by Mark just now, mate. Thank you so much. Tina, goedemorgen. Jen Russek, goedemorgen. A very, very big thank you to Mark H. That's twice 5 memberships gifted right now. 10 gifted memberships, and I hope that all 10 the recipients will enjoy the custom emojis, enjoy the membership, and don't forget to say thank you to Mark. If you enjoy a gifted membership, you might want to give one out to another one who might also enjoy it, or maybe renew it if your gifted membership expires. Daniel, goedemorgen, and Marissa, thank you. The A340 has started taxiing to our taxiway. Now, if that's not something to leave a like for, I don't know what is. In the meantime, KLM Flight 1753 to Hamburg is lined up and should be coming this way pretty soon. It's the SkyTeam livery Embraer 190 that we already saw in the background. KLM Flight 1753. Air Baltic Flight 962 to Vilnius is continuing to the runway threshold, and as expected, that means something is on the move on the runway. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Max van Golde for your super chat with no accompanying text with it. But thank you so much, Max. Or is it Max? Max or Max, thank you so much for your generosity. That is so sweet. Thank you so much, mate. I was already thinking, why am I not keeping up with the airplane? But that was the color of my coat. Sticking behind the phone attached to my camera. In other words, I need to keep a bit more distance. I have a tendency when I follow the airplanes and I'm rotating around the camera to stay pretty close to the action so that I can see everything properly. Sometimes a bit too close. In the meantime, it seems that we've crossed through 300 likes. Yes, well, thank you so much for that. Glad to hear you guys are enjoying. Hope everybody is. The sun is coming out, albeit very locally. So the Donata building is beautifully illuminated. And the building behind it is too. The rest, it's all shady and grim. It is going to stay dry though. No rain expected. At least no rain of significance, and at least not here in the west. Have a look at how beautifully the airplane was illuminated. Meanwhile, Martin, good morning. Captain Eddie Boss, good morning. Ari reporting blue sky in Gouda. Well, savor the moment, mate. I hope it's going to stay that way. Meanwhile, Jurk also gifting memberships. What is going on here? Thank you so much, Jurk. You really didn't have to do that. I also don't know why. Doesn't seem to be a very specific reason for it, but thank you so much, Jurk. And welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. All new members, don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön if you are one of Jurk's recipients. Of a gifted membership. Delta Airlines A330neo on its way. Suriname is approaching. I think it ought to become visible any moment now. Or has it already? Yeah, it has already become visible. Flight radar always lagging a little. There you go. It's the Dows. Hey Alan, what up mate? Good to see you again. Welcome back mate. It is the Dows. We have a KLM A321neo in the foreground. Going to London Heathrow. Ah, belated 300 likes celebration. Well, thank you so much. Hope that everybody who just received a gift membership from you will also say thank you for it. And enjoy the custom emojis that they will have at their disposal for a month. Nice contrast. You have the A340 in the background. It's further away from where we're standing, and it is still towering in over the A321neo in all dimensions, even though it is in the foreground. Mark H, mate, what are you doing? Another 5 gifted memberships courtesy of you. Thank you so much for your generosity, Mark. And welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Make sure to thank Mark if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships, and have fun with the custom emojis. You're not allowed to spam, but you are allowed to use custom emojis as much as you want if you're a member. So make sure that you do. SAS on the move. KLM will be next. Hey Danny, goedemorgen. KLM A321neo first, and after that we are going to see Suriname flight 993 to Paramaribo. We already saw the KLM 777 earlier in the morning, also leaving for Paramaribo. Those are not going to be the last wide bodies here today. Already becoming visible. Delta flight 143 to Seattle. And after that, KLM flight 597 to Cape Town, South Africa. Good. Right now, still the only aquatic bird that I can see here in the water. It's been really quiet here this morning. No grebes, certainly no ducks. Oh wait, hey, another mate. So it's mostly the coots here. And if there are other aquatic birds in the vicinity, I haven't seen them yet. In the meantime, Martin R, thank you so much for your continued support. Holle holle, al 23 maanden, ik kijk mee, he writes. Holle holle. Is that slang for hooray hooray? Or just running running? If it is slang of sorts, I don't recognize it as such. I'm curious. Holle holle. But 23 months of membership support. Thank you so much, Martin R, and I hope you're going to stick around to turn blue next month. You probably will. If anything in the lounge is amiss, let me know and let me see what I can do to improve the situation. Here we have the Dows, the A340-600, going to Paramaribo in Suriname. Beautiful. You can see relatively high humidity, wingtip vortices. Bit of wing fluff over the top foil as well. You might be wondering, boy, how high is it in the sky already? Well, not very. It's a very gradual climber, is what it is. Meanwhile, the sounds of Delta Airlines Flight 143 to Seattle, Washington. Delta Airlines Flight 143 to Seattle, Washington, the November 438 Delta X-Ray, A330 Neo. Ooh, Merton Air's multitasking, working right now and in the crane. Has to empty a ship still. Well, make sure that you're not losing any cargo while being distracted by AMS Live. Holla holla, indeed. Well, next up KLM Flight 597, which is on its way to Cape Town South. There it is. 7879 Dreamliner Papa Hotel Bravo Hotel Hotel. How old is this airplane, you might be wondering? 9 years already. First flight August 2016. Hey, Coast Guard. Just now took off from runway 22. Yeah, Chris Coot over here. Getting loud all of a sudden. Hey, Frank, also back in the chat. Good morning. Right. Next up is going to be Bulgaria to Belgrade, interestingly, not to Sofia. Okay, something new. The LZ Brr. Bravo Uniform Romeo. Let's see, it is narrow bodies galore here. 3 narrow bodies first, and then we're going to see the TUI to Punta Cana. KLM Flight 592 has been pushed back. It is almost 11 o'clock, so I'm wondering if it's coming this way. I think it might. KLM Flight 605 to San Francisco, American Airlines Flight 203 to Philadelphia. Those are all also alive on Flight Radar already. Should be coming this way. Next up will be an E2 Embraer 195 to Bologna. Hans' favorite, also already visible. Vueling, fueling, welling, wheeling, whatever you want to call it. It's coming soon. First up, KLM Flight 1663 to Bologna. Papa Hotel, November X-ray Victor. Okay, well, the Coots have congregated. Oh, there's now 3 I'm counting. That's interesting. So, let's see. 1 stomper of nests. A second stomper of nests. Oh, there's even 4. Here's 2 more. There you go. Oh, oh, oh. They don't seem to be friends. It's like a cussing. It's like they're calling each other names and saying to each other that they should stay in their own territory. Yeah. Can you believe that, asshole? Yeah. I saw it too. The nerve coming into our territory. Next time, we'll get you. Anyway, Vueling is up next. It's coming this way already. Vueling, fueling, welling, wheeling, whatever you want to call it. It's going to Barcelona. And airborne already. ECLVP. Alrighty, Singapore Airlines A350 coming this way. Thank you, Marissa. Glad to see that what I saw on CDM this morning is coming true thus far. Hey, what's happening there? What's happening here? Oh, they're towing this one probably, or are they? No? Well, Dreamliner arrival, apparently. Interesting. Here is the passenger part. All people waiting to take off, leaving, probably for, hopefully for sunnier destinations. Meanwhile, parallel arrivals in progress. We're looking at the glide slope of the center runway right here. 2 flight 757 returning to the gate. What's happening? Yeah. Indeed. Indeed, it is returning to the gate. What? Hey, LC878, also back in the chat. Good to see ya. Herzlich willkommen. Busiest about to land on runway 22. For those of you joining us later, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. What started as a partially sunny day has become a more overcast situation here. We're standing at the Kaagbaan, runway 24, primary runway for departures. And if all is well, from now until approximately 11:40, the only runway as well. Polderbaan and the center runway are being used for arrivals. And I spy with my little eye. And there's a 747 on final to center. Which we're going to see traversing the runway over here undoubtedly soon. KLM 737 on the way. Ryanair will be next. Hadi Greet, goedemorgen and welcome back. So, current situation, looking to the north, this is what it looks like. Looking to the west, it looks like so. Looking to the east, things look like this. And this is what it looks like to the south. So interestingly, it seems that the south still has more sunshine than we do over here in the, well, let's call it Midwest for simplicity's sake. It should stay dry though, if all is well. A drizzly droplet or two might fall somewhere in the northeast, I thought they said. I think what we're hearing is the reversers from the 747. Landing on the rooftop indeed, Wolfgang. Ryanair up next. And if all is well, American next after that? Or are they going to let Sky Express go ahead? I don't think... Nah, Sky Express is still... No, Sky Express has only been pushed back. I was looking incorrectly. Chrissy Coot, here he is. Who are you kidding? I can see right through you. Right, American Airlines flight 203 coming this way. On its way to Philadelphia, the November 817 Alpha November. It's a 7878 Dreamliner. 8 years old, first flight January 2017. Ah, and there is a United 767-300 on radar, Wolfgang says. Those usually should take off from the runway we are standing next to, regardless of whether or not there are 2 runways in use for arrivals. Center runway now also open for arrivals. Is that a 737 or something? I'm also trying to see if maybe we can see more on the glide slope, but glide slope visibility doesn't seem to be that great. Parallel arrivals undoubtedly in progress. Anything to the pull-down visible? Not that I can see right away. Oh wait, there. All right. Something big has just started up and is coming this way, if all is well. KLM Flight 605 to San Francisco. Papa Hotel, Bravo Kilo Charlie. 78710. Hey Richard, goedemorgen. En Mike, good morning mate. Jörg has to go. Thank you for stopping by, Jörg. Enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe see you tomorrow. In case you haven't noticed yet, the voice is not yet back on par. It was better yesterday actually than it was today. Hopefully it'll hold out. Next up, KLM Flight 591, which is going to go to Johannesburg, South. It's a 777-300 the Papa Hotel, Bravo Victor Charlie. The Victor Charlie is 16 years old. First flight May 2009. Sky Express to Heraklion will be next. And the landing 747 in the meantime is quickly traversing the runway. Cargolax Italia. Thijs, goedemorgen. Eddie, goedemorgen. JZ Road, goedemorgen. Hey, and Willem, good morning. Goedemorgen. Thank you so much, Willem, for a very generous super chat. Hi, boy and crew. Have a wonderful day. Best wishes to all, Willem. Willem, thank you so much for your kind words and, of course, for your generosity. You didn't have to use a super chat to get your message across, so thank you for doing it anyway. You have a great day too. I'll try to save my voice as much as I can. Nah, I think we should be good. I think we have ample reserves to make it through the stream and also tomorrow to go out. Curious to see what tomorrow will bring with the first day of the Kaagbaan being closed. thought the wind for tomorrow was expected to pick up a little bit and become a bit firmer than it is today. Today it's almost completely wind still. The wind is blowing from the northwest. That's also what they are expecting for tomorrow. So I'm thinking center will become the primary runway for outbound traffic, and runway 09 will probably become the secondary. That begs the question, where to go to? Go to the center runway? Go back to the potato field? Or maybe go to the 2000L, right at the end of the runway? The potato field offers a better off-axis view. Or maybe go to the McDonald's. That is also a possibility. We'll have to look into that. In the meantime, KLM, Embraer 175 to Teesside or Darlington. With Singapore Airlines, the A350 to Singapore over there. KLM flight 1799 to Düsseldorf. Janko, goedemorgen. Jaden, goedemorgen. Falcon sees a nifty 50 indeed. And also KLM flight 755 behind it. That's going to Quito, which is actually the capital of Ecuador. First up, KLM flight 1219 to Stockholm. And that's a 737-800. Papa Hotel Bravo X-Ray Golf. 25-year-old airplane, first flight June 2000. Singapore Airlines probably not next after that. I think that the Embraer to Düsseldorf will, yeah, the Embraer is already beginning to roll onto the runway. They let the narrow bodies leave first, so that they don't have to wait for the wake turbulence of the heavies behind them to have dissipated sufficiently. And this is KLM flight 1219 to Stockholm. Goedemorgen DJ Diamond, good morning one and all. You're still watching AMS Live, my name is Boy and we are here at Kaagbaan, where in a few moments from now we're going to see Singapore Airlines flight 323 leave for Singapore. If you guys have been enjoying the stream thus far, don't forget to leave a like and maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to tell a friend who might also be interested in streams like these. The more the merrier. KLM flight 1799 going to JD's hometown of Düsseldorf. An Embraer 190 which will probably have landed already in half an hour from now. Papa Hotel Echo Zulu Delta. And Düsseldorf being one of the closest by international destinations, together with Brussels and Norwich, I think. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, showtime. Singapore Airlines flight 323 to Singapore is leaving. And luckily for us, it's leaving between 11 and 11:40, making it leave via runway 24. The 9 Victor Sierra Juliet Echo, and that's KLM flight 755 to Quito in Ecuador. That is also approaching the threshold already. The A350 that we are about to see is 4 years old. First flight was in June 2021. It is the Widebody's exodus, which is about to commence, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and relax. If you look at flight radar, you can see quite a few widebodies, and they're all going to leave via this runway, because for another 20 minutes at least, the runway we are standing next to is the only runway for outbound traffic. Pity that the sun isn't shining any longer. Would have illuminated this already beautiful livery, make it stand out even more. And also under cloudy conditions, this still is a beaut. Check out flight radar, ladies and gentlemen. It is very cool to see. KLM Flight 755 to Quito is already lining up. Delta Airlines to New York, JFK behind it. Then EasyJet, a small narrow body to cleanse the palate, and then it's back to the wide bodies by the looks of it. United Airlines to Houston. And that's a 767. And another 767 to Washington as well. Air Europa alive on flight radar already, but not yet moving. And the same for the Turkish A350. Would be nice to see that up close in a few minutes from now. Here we go, KLM Flight 755 going to Quito, the capital of 777-300 the PHBVO, Bravo Victor Oscar. 10-year-old airplane, first flight March 2015. Ooh, duckies. They're good. They're doing a triple splashdown in the side canal that we cannot see from over here, unfortunately. Wagner Bomdia and Janet Kaufman, herzlich willkommen, or a warm welcome to the Aurora Skylounge, our latest Aurora Skylounge member. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Many have gone before you in the lounge. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you the way. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for your vote of confidence, and welcome to the Aurora Skylounge as our latest Aurora Skylounge member. This is Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York, JFK, A330neo. Hey Paul, good morning. All certainly is well. Thank you for asking. Just the voice. I've been feeling fine all throughout the week, which makes it all the more annoying that the voice isn't working along, or hasn't been working along. Yesterday, the voice was better than it was today. Yesterday I had a normal day with an intact voice throughout the day, which is why yesterday evening I decided I should be able to go out for a stream again this morning. And then it sounded a bit off again. Then again, I still have my voice and it still feels like it's holding up. Should get better each day. I do prefer the old type of cold that I used to always get, which only resulted in a clogged nose for a week, which you could always spray open with nasal spray and then just function as if nothing was wrong. You need that Flight 21 to Houston in Texas. November 6141 Uniform Alpha. 767 300 34 years old. First flight in March 1991. Fern Sebastian, guten Morgen. Mr. Singleton, good morning. Gertin en Jacqueline, goedemorgen. Alright, let's see. Next up will be EasyJet with an A320 Neorio, the OE LSM to Dubrovnik in Croatia. Right, counting 3 narrow bodies now, back to back. Hey, that's JetBlue in the ITA lookalike livery. Lovely. That's always a good looking airplane. EasyJet to Dubrovnik. Plenty of lorries over here, always 3 in a row. One looking particularly pinkish, actually. Interesting color, interesting livery. Alrighty. Next up, a TUI 737 MAX 8 going to Lanzarote. The Papa Hotel Tango Foxtrot November. JetBlue to Boston. And then the United Airlines, the second 767. Air Europa also coming this way. Jetstream Journey is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. And welcome to the show, everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live still. My name is Boy. We're here at the Kaagbaan. Police with sirens on the highway. Or was that the police? Yeah, I think it was. Fidel Castro over there. Hunting for Pinky and the Brain, and I'm wondering if that is another predator bird, and that in the middle. There seems to be quite a few over here around Schiphol. Turkish A350 coming this way. Thank you, Marissa. JetBlue on its way to Boston, Massachusetts. Big picture overview. This is what it looks like to the north. This is the west. This is the east. This is looking to the south. At the southerly horizon there are still more open bits in the sky, but over here there doesn't seem to be any. There don't seem to be any, I should say. English is failing. Maybe time for a little small sip. Next airplane coming this way, United Flight 947 to Washington. November 644, Uniform Alpha. Also 34 years old. First flight April 1991. I was still firmly in elementary school for another couple of years. What were you doing in April 1991? Golden Globe, which personally I think contrasts better and is better looking than the blue one, but to each their own. The engine's not exactly new, pretty smoky as you can see. Air Europa up next to Madrid, the ECMNS, Mike November Sierra, and bird control is also coming this way, K2. Quick wave. Air Europa flight 1098 to Madrid is coming this way. The Echo Charlie Mike November Sierra 7878 Dreamliner, 8 years old already. First flight February 2017. Things over here quite calm, actually. And another guy standing here also doing some filming, but that is it. Sensor runway in use for arrivals. That looks like an A321neo, which is very good at providing producing vortices. Flap tip vortices quite clearly visible, even though it was looking very pixelated due to the digital zoom I was using. Uh-oh, motherfucker coming this way. The motherfucker has been pushed back and is coming this way. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, before that, let's first look at ASL Airlines. Okay, have we seen that before? ASL Airlines. It's flying from Amsterdam to Paris. Flight number is for Air France. I'm not sure that we've seen this this livery before. Let's see. It's the Verhixid. Foxtrot Hotel India X-Ray Delta. Okay. ASL. Kevin, good morning. Peggy Slane, goedemorgen. You, good morning. Han was mesmerizing about his last days being in his 20s in 91. Days gone by. Alright, let's see. Lufty up next. Flight 989 to Frankfurt. Days B in the house. Well, no longer in the house. Out of the house. There's Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro butt shot. Alright, has he caught something? Don't think he has. No. He hasn't. Right, let's see what's next. Croatia Airlines to Zagreb. Can you hear it spool up right now? The 9 Alpha Charlie Alpha Echo to Zagreb. Let's see, that's a 1-year-old 8220. First flight July 2024. And Turkish Airlines with their A350 in the background coming this way. I think there might be 2 airplanes preceding it. The A319 to Munich, I also suspect, will be led ahead of the A350. Hey Roy, goedemorgen. Welcome back, mate. Bulgaria Air up next. This time it is going to Sofia. Unlike the other airplane that we saw leave for Belgrade, interestingly. Don't think we've ever seen that before. This is KLM Flight 691 to Toronto. The motherfucker. Can you hear the engines of the A220 spool up? Bulgaria Air Flight 462 to Sofia. Like the registration of this airplane, it's the LZ AMS. Hey! And they're using a runway 09 for landing. That's nice. Interesting to see. Interesting to see. Interesting to see. Does that mean they're also going to use the polderbaan for departures then? That has gotten me curious. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky has turned blue as a 24-month member. Mate, thank you so much for the ongoing support. 24 months and counting. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking, Mr. Blue Sky. We've missed you here. Where are you? It's grey sky over here everywhere. Mate, thank you so much for the support. Hope you're going to stick around for many, many more months to come. If anything in the lounge is amiss, let me know and let me see what I can do to fix it. But thank you so much, Mr. Blue Sky, for 2 years of support and another member who has gone blue instead of green. Now, I'm not sure if Greenpeace is okay with all those members going blue and no longer being green. I trust they are, but I don't know for sure. This is Turkish Airlines, flight 1952 to Istanbul in Turkey. A350-900, the TCLGI, Lima Golf, India. Hey Abhishek, good morning mate. Welcome back. Hope you've been doing well. KLM flight 691 is next, leaving for Toronto in Canada. As you can see in the background, runway 09 has also opened up for arrivals. Interestingly, the ticker is not updating yet. So I think LVNL is not yet updated with respect to what we are already seeing in actual practice taking place. Planes from the west all going to runway 27 at the moment. Yeah, I suspect since the wind is picking up and it was already blowing from the north earlier in the morning, that they're going to change the runway use and start using the polderbaan for departures as well. Truth be told, wouldn't be surprised if at some point it results in the closure of this runway. Anyway, this was the motherfucker. A330-300 on its way to Toronto. I am curious to see what the omgevingsinfo, what Bezoek Bas is indicating. So let's have a quick look, see what that says. Because this morning before going live, they hadn't updated the website yet. The expected runway use, now we have it. So looking at what is expected with respect to runway use, polderbaan is expected to be used for arrivals, but there are asterisks. And asterisks say, depending on the weather condition, they can also opt for the following options. One of them is all runway 36 configuration, and one of them is arrivals on 06 and takeoffs runway 36 left, and that's for the 2 asterisk option. That's from 11:40 until 1 o'clock. Wouldn't that be something if this runway starts to be used for arrivals as runway 06 instead? That would be nice. You can see on EHAM CDM what the expected runway use is going to be like, so I think that is where you need to go to see what is expected. I also see that the color, the white balance is a tad warmish. Let's go back to a bit cooler, like so. All right, now let's see. Next airplane taking off, coming this way. Lufty flight 2303 to Munich. God damn it. Still had my tilt axis stuck. Mildly stuck though. Switching from green to blue is just electric. Indeed, Han, indeed. Hey, you could have a look on EHAM CDM and see what is going to happen with departures, if there are departures still expected after 11:40 from runway 24. Well, for now they are still using this runway as runway 24, but I'm wondering if they might switch to a different runway use. Runways are 6. That would be something, wouldn't it? Right now, according to the meter that you can see in the ticker, the wind is 6 knots from the north, directly north, although varying between 330 degrees and 040 degrees. So, yeah, could still use this runway for departures, but it would make more sense to start using it for arrivals, truth be told. Then again, if they are using runway 27 for arrivals right now, they aren't going to use runway 06 for arrivals as well. I'm suspecting they're going to start using the Polderbaan now for departures as well. Slowly picking up and being predominantly northerly, it would make more sense to start using this runway for arrivals and to use the Polderbaan for departures instead. So I'm curious to see what you guys are seeing. Finnair A350 assigned to 36 left. Yeah, right. Okay. Departures 24, secondary 36 left, main landing 27. Yeah. It might be that they are going to switch to a all runway 36 configuration after that. That this is the intermediate runway use. You often see that when they change from a northerly to a southerly or vice versa runway use, they usually have a second an intermediate step, and I'm thinking this is the intermediate step before the final configuration. With wind from the north, normally departures are from 36 left and center and arrivals on runways are 6 and 36 right, and I think this runway configuration is the intermediate runway configuration, and that the next iteration will be towards that configuration. In other words, I am growing more confident that we are going to see arrivals pretty soon. The question is, when are they going to effectuate the next step in runway use? So, for the time being, we are still going to see departures here. With Emirates in the background as well, flight 146 to Dubai. This is Delta Airlines flight 135 to Detroit, Michigan, the November 805 November whiskey. Whiskey. To 22-year-old airplane, first flight October 2003. Beautiful vortices emanating from the flap tips. Oh, I can already hear it spooling up. Emirates flight 146 to Dubai. The 777-300. It's coming already. No time to waste. Gotta move with haste. This is the Alpha 6 Echo Golf Golf. 14-year-old airplane, first flight September 2011. Next up, Tarom, flight 362 to Bucharest. And right now it seems that that is the only airplane over here already. Hey, good morning, Sarah. Welcome back. Doing well, doing relatively well. The voice sounds makes it seem like I'm doing worse than I'm actually doing. Hope all is well on your end as well. You missed the jet blue in the ETA lookalike livery on its way to Boston today. Left I think an hour or so ago. Ah, okay. I was wondering already, Marissa, answering the question that I was wondering about whether or not the KLM TG Dirabat is coming this way or not. That seems to be coming this way. Finnair already assigned to 36 left. Looking in the background, not seeing any airplanes landing on runway 27 right away. Are they? Well, I'm curious. Anyway, let's not forget, here is Tarom. Tarom on its way to Bucharest. Waarom? Daarom. Why? That's why. All right. Makes me wonder about the A380. I've got a hunch that they are going to continue with switching up the runway use. I think runway 27 for arrivals is an intermediary runway use. Usually with winds from the north and with all runways in use or open for use or available to be used. They'd land on runway 06 and runway 36 right, and they take off from 36 left and center which is why I am thinking they are going to continue with switching up the runway use. Fingers crossed. Well, for the time being, runway 27 is still being used for arrivals. Another arrival visible over there. KLM, or is it? No, Transavia. Transavia 737. In the meantime, KLM flight 873 to Hyderabad. Spooling up. Need to hurry up. No combo shot on this one, unfortunately. There it is. 777-200 the Papa Hotel, Bravo Quebec, Bravo. Looking to the north, northeast, northwest, I'm inclined to say things look a bit more open than they did an hour ago. Not sure if that means that more open weather is coming this way or not, but it's definitely looking a bit more open than it has been up till now. Still the same runway configuration. Thank you, Roy. I wonder for how much longer they're going to keep this runway use. If it's going to be until 1 o'clock, then I'm thinking one runway for arrivals. That's between... one runway for departures between 1 and 2, normally speaking. If they are going to switch it up and they're going to a northerly winds runway configuration, they might start using runway 06 and runway 36 right from 1 o'clock onward for arrivals, and with the ETA of the A380, which if I recall correctly was after 1 o'clock, means it might result in a 36 right landing, which we should be able to see better from here than if it had been assigned to the center runway and would be arriving here from the north. What's this? Air Arabia Morocco, isn't it? This is KLM flight 1645 going to Genoa. An Embraer 190. Already thought I heard Chris Coot here. He's right on the other side, pretty close by. Eating some water. The water is green, it's very fibrous. Oh dear. A big storm we call a nor'easter. Northeaster. high winds and rain. Hope it's not going to get too bad, Sarah. When is the storm expected for you guys? Today already or later? Yorkshire Traveller, good afternoon. I'm hearing, and you are probably too, the sounds of GE90s being started. I suspect it is a cargo airplane that I'm not seeing on flight radar yet. I think this is KLM Flight 1903 to Vienna. Yeah. TUI Flight 757 also back on flight radar, but now going to the Polderbaan instead. That's the one that was supposed to leave for, what was it, Punta Cana or something earlier in the morning. It was here already at almost lined up, and then it went back to the gate for reasons thus far unknown. Starting in a few hours already. Well, make sure you stay safe then, Sarah. It's not a hurricane remnant or something, isn't it? Is it? Right, what's coming now? Sun Express to Mersin in Turkey. Tango Charlie Sierra Papa Zulu. Let's see. Hey, banana is getting pushed back. Yeah. There was a bit of yellow earlier over there. It has already been pushed back. Transavia in the background, runway 27. Now also the Chinese 777 that I heard the GE90s of starting. That's going to Guangzhou in China. That's probably going to the Polderbaan, isn't it? I think it's going to go to the Polderbaan. Leipzig. Now I think that might be taking off from this runway then, isn't it? Seems that everything that normally would have taken off from the center runway if they were using Polderbaan and center is now coming to this runway. So I suspect that the A300 to Leipzig. Right, you're hearing that probably. That's because behind that yellow sign, bird control is over there, testing out the sound effects. Well, I also have sound effects. Two can play that game. So, we started out with this runway being the primary runway for outbound traffic. Now it has become the secondary runway, I think. I think they're going to use this runway later in the day for arrivals, which is logical considering that the wind is blowing from the north and has been gradually picking up as the morning progressed. Think evidence of the impending runway change is given by the fact that runway 27 is now the primary runway for arrivals. And Polderbaan is now already in use for departures. Alright, gear up. It's as if they waited to pass us by before starting to hoist in. And I think more evidence of the impending runway change we are seeing right here. There's a runway inspection in progress. What I think this means is that they're going to use this runway as runway 06 pretty soon. The triple is already crossing the runway in the background. So I wouldn't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if some of the airplanes that you see arriving from the west have already been assigned runway 06. Omgevingsinfo Schiphol will probably be able to tell you with certainty. But I'm thinking this is a runway inspection that precedes a runway change. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to change it up to runway 06 for arrivals. And then maybe start with using the center runway as secondary runway for departures later. ITA on the move. Is ITA still coming this way, or is it going to go to the Polderbaan? It also seems that we've crossed through 500 likes. Thank you all so much for that. If you are enjoying what you've been seeing thus far and you haven't done so already, maybe consider adding to the likes if you want to help us reach a wider audience. Liking and subscribing definitely helps in that respect. ITA coming to runway 24. Okay, well, I stand corrected. It seems that maybe I was premature with calling the change in runway use, but I am still expecting it sooner or later. It makes sense with wind blowing from the north. Ordinarily, runway 06 and runway 36 right are used for arrivals then. So I stand corrected, and it seems that right now runway 24 is still open for departures. And what we saw just now was just a quick clean up or inspection of the runway. Not so much a clean up, but more an inspection, of course. Runway 27 in use for arrivals. Only runway open now for inbound traffic. Bird controller is still checking the runway. That's an E2 and Burr 195 that I am not seeing, so I suspect that has arrived. Thanks for the update, Marissa. So no flights from the south or west assigned to 06 yet. Might be that they change the runway use at 1 o'clock like the normal schedule. I have seen it happen before that they deviate from the schedule, but it might also be that it'll happen around 1 o'clock. But I am expecting a runway change. Last day for the Polderbaan. After today, the runway will be closed for maintenance, regular maintenance, for 1.5 or so weeks. Think until next week Friday, so yeah, almost 2 weeks then. So I'm still thinking about what to do tomorrow. I am planning on doing a stream tomorrow. Wind tomorrow was expected to be from the north still, so similar to what it is today. Although, of course, tomorrow the Polderbaan will not be able to be used. They won't be able to use that for outbound traffic. So I'm thinking center will become the primary runway for outbound traffic, and the Buitenveldebaan, runway 27, runway 09 more precisely, will probably be used for departures as secondary runway. Means that you can go either to the center runway, two locations, the 2000L, which is right at the end of the runway itself, where the airplanes will pass overhead. Not the best situation. Of course, the potato field is also an option, where I was filming during the NATO summit week. Another option is to go to the McDonald's and see what's going to happen there. Now, if they are going to land on runway 36 right and on runway 06 at the McDonald's, you'll probably only be able to see the arrivals from afar, like similar to what we can see over here of the traffic that goes to runway 27. Of course, we would have a better location for when there's an outbound peak, and 09 is also in use for outbound traffic. Is the banana coming this way, or has that also already been assigned to the Polderbaan? Is what I'm wondering. Meanwhile, it's looking like the next airplane to take off from runway 24 should be ETA Airways Flight 107 over there, the A320neo to Rome. The suspense is killing me. Better quench the suspense with a sip of vodka. Alright, Marissa says, I believe it's coming out to our runway, but can't be sure because it has no flight number to check. I suspect that it is coming this way, since what we're now seeing is traffic that normally with parallel departures to the north would have been assigned to the center runway. Leipzig also to the east, so I'm suspecting this A300 is also coming this way. ETA in the meantime has progressed onto the runway and is now lined up and ready to come this way. The EIINA. Right. The infamous AMS Elephant, once again, not sighted, but it has been heard. Ladies and gentlemen, members, it is time to make the chat blue. Stefan and Martin already went ahead. ETA Airways Flight 107 to Rome. A320neo coming this way soon. Irish registered, EIINA. Come on, move, son.
Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way, bitch! Get out the way!
Ah, this jet departure that first had to take off. There it is. Runway 27 in use for arrivals. Delta in the background. Combining nicely with ETA already taking off here. Meanwhile, looking to the north, things definitely seem to be a bit more bright and a bit more open than they have been an hour ago. Not sure if it's meaning it's going to get more light here and more sunny, but it definitely is getting a bit brighter. Next airplane I can already hear spool up. It's Air France flight 1445 to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Off to Paris, Bombardier C Series 300. De Verhupne. That's Foxtrot Hotel Papa November Hotel. A year-old airplane, first flight March 2024. Right, let's see. Sky Express to Zakynthos is coming next. A320neo. After that, Turkish flight 1959 to Istanbul. That's a 737-900. More narrow bodies here. I'm still cautiously optimistic that we are going to see the A300 to Leipzig take off from this runway in a few minutes from now. They're not taking it slowly. With a cheater on Cheater's Lane, KLM flight 1933 to Geneva. That's the Papa Hotel Echo X-Ray Sierra. Transavia in the background getting pushed back, and another ITA over there as well, which I think might be a candidate for this runway as well. Since we already saw the ITA to Rome, it has to be the ITA to Milan. Let's see. There's the Transavia on the move. I think the ITA must be further up ahead already. Yeah, there's the ITA. KLM flight 1959 to Istanbul, Turkey. Alright. If all is well, next airplane should be the DHL A300 600 to Leipzig.
This shit is bananas! B-A-N-A-N-A-S!
The Delta Alpha Echo Alpha Juliet to Leipzig. 33 years old, first flight May 1992. Pretty soon we should see it coming over here. Rolling out. 33 years old already. Hey, Karsten. Good to see you again. Welcome back. Oh, it's light. Bastard is already going to be high when it passes us by. Already hitting the clouds here. What? Alright, Air China cargo has been pushed back and is coming for our runway. That's interesting. I would have thought that those Chinese would have all taken off from Kaagbaan. Nice. Wow. Next up is going to be an Embraer 190 Papa Hotel Echo X-Ray Echo, the flight to Munich. Let's see what else. ITA, of course, over there to Milan. Bombardier C Series 100. KLM Embraer 190 flight 1337 to Wrocław. Transavia to Bari. Right, KLM flight 877 to Mumbai is probably coming this way then, right? Right, and in the meantime runway 27 is still being used for arrivals. Is that Aer Lingus? I think it might be. Yeah, that looks like Aer Lingus, doesn't it? Up and away. Right. So what you're now seeing is that everything that normally with parallel departures to the north would be taking off via the center runway, in other words everything to the east, is now being assigned to the Kaagbaan, runway 24. Everything going to the west is taking off via the Polderbaan, 36 left. Is there a Cathay Pacific A350-1000 still expected? Because I think that might be a candidate for this runway then. Here's ITA Airways to Milan, the Bombardier C Series 100. And thank you, Roy, for the update with respect to runway use. So nothing has changed yet. I think they're going to change the runway use come 1 o'clock. I wouldn't be surprised if by then they're going to close runway 27 and go to a full northerly winds runway configuration. In other words, runway 06 for arrivals, runway 36 right for arrivals, and 36 left and center for departures. That's what I'm expecting. Right, this is going to be KLM flight 1337 to Wrocław. Marissa confirming that the A350-1000 from Cathay has been assigned to runway 24. Transavia to Alicante, flight 6145. And the wide body that you see in the background is KLM flight 877 to Mumbai. Alright, Chinese triple to Chengdu. No wait. No, this is the China Southern 777 to Shanghai instead. Now I wonder which runway it has been assigned to. Probably the Kaagbaan, right? Yeah, China Southern going to the Kaagbaan. Interesting that the A330 isn't and has been assigned to this runway. I'm not complaining though, but still interesting. You'd think the Chinese freighters going to China would all take off from the Kaagbaan today. And apparently that's not the case. Right, it's 12:27 and I expect a runway change come 1 o'clock. I'm thinking with the wind picking up, becoming more intense, even though it is still very moderate, but with wind from the north, a northerly runway configuration is necessary. We had a southerly runway configuration, interestingly, this morning. Center in use for arrivals from the north as 18 right and 18 center, but with tailwind it didn't make any sense to continue with that as the wind was getting more intense. So now Kaagbaan has started to be used for outbound traffic. Kaagbaan as runway 24 still has been in use all throughout the morning and up till now. Runway 27 is now in use for arrivals. And this is what I would call an intermediate runway use. The final runway configuration for the remainder of the day is probably going to happen around 1 o'clock, when I think this runway might start being used for arrivals as runway 06. 27 will close and runway 36 right will become the secondary runway for arrivals. This is KLM flight 877 to Mumbai in India, PHBKR. Seven 710 Dreamliner. Brand new, actually. First flight was in August this year. Now, I was already mentioning that it was looking more bright towards the north. Now, actually, blue bits of sky have become visible once again. Although, now looking at the horizon, it is once again darker. So, what to make of it? Probably more of the same. I don't think this is a Kestrel, is it? It's a buzzard, isn't it? This is probably a buzzard. Seems to be a bit bigger. Right, now, ladies and gentlemen, this might get loud. Electronic cargo to Chengdu in China, the Bravo 6113. That's an A330-200. 17-year-old airplane, first flight November 2007.
Let's get loud. Let's get loud.
On its way it goes. Hey, good news. Marissa is informing us that Cathay A350-1000 has popped up on flight radar. Guess which runway that has been assigned to, ladies and gentlemen? You're goddamn right. The one we're standing next to. Now, for those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at Kaagbaan, still in use for departures, runway 24. For how much longer remains to be seen. I highly suspect that come 1 o'clock, when the next runway change is due, I'm thinking they're going to go for the normal northerly configuration. Parallel departures, Polderbaan and center for outbound, and the Kaagbaan as runway 06, together with runway 36 right as the two runways for inbound traffic. Alrighty. And thank you, Wolfgang. The ambient perfectly set. A little bit lower than normal, but that's particularly to cater for any A330 departures. Now, next up is Aegean. Aegean leaving for Athens, Essex Nav. Hey, what am I hearing? Were those ducks? A321neo underway to Athens. Interestingly, according to flight radar, it departed 20 minutes ago. So there you go. I didn't know that the delay was that long, the lag of the stream, but apparently 20 minutes ago this airplane departed from Schiphol. I beg to differ. I have some alternative facts I'd like to propose. This is KLM flight 1333 to Poznan, Embraer 175. Next up, the Yankee Lima Alpha Bravo Whiskey, which is an A220 flying on behalf of Austrian. First up, we have a triple that needs to pass across the runway. China Southern cargo on its way to the Kaagbaan. Okay, interesting. Air France from Paris assigned to land on 36 center. So that means that they're going to use a north-south runway configuration instead. They'll probably start using the Kaagbaan as secondary runway for arrivals, but with the wind being from the north, they are going to opt for all the 3 north-south oriented runways. It means that the airplanes are going to arrive from over there and are going to land right overhead. We're not going to be able to see the touchdown, but we should be able to see the airplanes as they hide behind, as they vanish behind this building. I'm hearing a young grebe, unmistakably. Let's sound here. Parent grebe and baby grebe over there in zebra livery. If they're going to use the north-south oriented runways, it means that the secondary, the center runway is going to be the secondary runway for everything. So that means that the primary runway for arrivals is going to be the Aalsmeerbaan 36 right. The primary runway for departures is going to be 36 left, aka the Kaagbaan. And then you'll see that the secondary runway for both inbound and outbound traffic is going to be the center runway. Transavia in the meantime, taking off here. I think this is the Ecstasy Express to Ibiza. Gravely Luvus also back in the chat. Douwe, goedemiddag. And welcome to the show, everybody else. Richie, good morning. You're still watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at Kaagbaan, which is now used for outbound traffic as runway 24. Pretty soon it is going to close and we are going to see the center runway being used instead as secondary runway for arrivals together with 36 right. In other words, all the 36 runways are going to be used. Means that we are going to be able to see the arrival of the A380 relatively well. Better than had it landed on the center runway from the north. So a few more departures from this runway and then the arrivals will take place on the adjacent runway center. Oh, hey, is this an aborted takeoff or are they already switching runway use? That is certainly not looking... It's also, which airplane is this, huh? Right, it's bedtime for Maria. Maria, thank you so much for joining. Sleep well and hopefully see you again tomorrow. Now, I'm not sure which airplane that 737 was because I am seeing KLM Flight 1777, but that's an E2 Embraer to Berlin. So I'm thinking there was an aborted takeoff, but I'm not seeing which airplane it was. Ah, KLM Flight 938. That should have been on the way to Glasgow. Interesting that it should have taken off to Glasgow and apparently was assigned to this runway. Feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. What a cutie. Look at this beaut. Feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. Food, 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 food. He looks so fluffy. Fluffy feathers. Don't touch that. That's something from that humans left. Yeah. Best be on your way. Right, time to continue with an Embraer 190 to Stuttgart, KLM Flight 1831. Landing from Glasgow. Break off landing to runway 24. Oh? Must have missed that. Well, there you go. One thing that I'm not going to miss is this A350 1000. Cathay Pacific Flight 270 to Hong Kong. Hey, Cargolux has been pushed back. Cargolux to Luxembourg. Where is it going to go to? Will that take off from Polderbaan or will it take off from this runway still? And wave back to Jamie Pickles. Hello. Alright, Cathay Pacific, flight 270 to Hong Kong. Now the biz jet just now took off from runway 22. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing, Marissa, but we have seen it happen before that they were pushed back with their nose to the west. They crossed the runway and then they went to the threshold still. In the meantime, for the first time since I've been here, the sun is bleakly trying to shine through the clouds here. What? Don't tell me it's starting to get warm here. In the meantime, E2 Umbrella 195 to Berlin, flight 1777. What is this sun I am hearing about? It seems to be trying to shine through the clouds here. Quite interesting. Yeah, I was thinking here in the Netherlands it is always cloudy, always. Anyway. Hey Martino, good afternoon. And good afternoon to everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. This is going to be the Bravo Lima X-Ray Alpha. In other words, Cathay Pacific flight 270 to Hong Kong that we're going to see in a moment. 78710. No, not a 78710. It is of course an A350-1000. What was I thinking? Either way, if you've been enjoying the stream thus far and you haven't done so already, consider leaving a like. If you want to help us reach a wider audience of like-minded people, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay informed of upcoming live streams. You can see runway 27 in the background is being used for arrivals for now still. Come on the clock. In 13 minutes from now, we're going to switch to all 6 runways. That means that we're not going to see departures from this runway anymore, but we are going to see arrivals from our right to runway 36 center. First up, Cathay Pacific, flight 270, A350-1000, going to Hong Kong, the Bravo Lima X-Ray Alpha. A350-1000, 7 years old, first flight May 2018. It's been a while since we last saw it taking off from the runway we were standing next to. Alright, what up next? Tapper Portugal is landing on runway 27. Not flown by pilots but by tap dancers. think I'm hearing the engines of the Cargolux 747. Let's see, that's a KLM A321neo. Now, as it happens, there's also one of those lined up, ready to go to Lisbon. I think we can now hear the engines, yeah. Right, it's 10 to 1. And I'm thinking the first airplanes to 36 center cannot be too far away anymore. Also not too far away is Fidel Castro. Or is it Raul? It's always hard to keep those two apart. Come on, focus. Come on, autofocus, do your thing. How hard can it fucking be? Autofocus. 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 For crying out loud. Should have kept it in manual focus if set to infinity. Ah, now you have focus. Finally. Jesus. Come on, work with me. Where are you? Oh, already over here? Come on. Focus. Yeah, there we go. Oh? Hey, nice. Have a break. Right. Oh no, bastard. I thought he was going to pose for us. Now, yeah, no. Bastard. For a moment I had hopes of being able to film Fidel Castro while sitting on the lantern posing for us, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. Focus set to infinity. Alright. Now let's see what Queenie is going to do. Is it going to continue to the Polderbaan? It wouldn't make sense, would it? And again, we've seen nonsensical things before, and it is certainly looking like this airplane is going to the Polderbaan, only to make a 180 to the south to fly to Luxembourg. Instead of using the bleeping runway that is already halfway pointed to Luxembourg. It doesn't make sense now, does it? Such a shame. Meanwhile, Embraer 190 to Zurich, KLM flight 1921, and after that, the A330 to Nairobi in Kenya. Marissa says, I think KLM Flight 565 might be the last plane for runway 24. I think LL might be the very last plane by the looks of it. Or will it continue to the Polderbaan instead? What's it doing? Is it all continuing? Is it all going to the Polderbaan and taking the scenic route? No, it's turning towards the Kaagbaan. It's turning towards the Kaagbaan. And since we've crossed through 600 likes, thank you all so much for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to hear you guys are enjoying, despite my shitty voice. Apologies for that. It was better yesterday than it was today. I promise. Yesterday I had a good voice all throughout the day, which is why yesterday evening I thought, let's do a stream again tomorrow. I think it should be good again. It's getting close. It was worse on Thursday and Friday, I'll tell you that. Arrivals on 3-6 right have already begun. Saw one airplane from the corner of my eye just now. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Wolfgang, who just now gifted 5 memberships. Mate, you didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Skylines new members. Don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön to Wolfgang if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Have fun with the custom emojis that are at your disposal for a month. Feel free to use them however you see fit. If you have an opinion about what should be the successor to the playtime emoji, let your voice be heard in the community section for members. We have a call for idea post that still is open until tomorrow evening local time. After that, I'm going to make a big poll for all the members where you can decide what will be the successor to the playtime emoji. Pretty soon we'll be able to replace it with the choice you guys will have made. We're waiting for KLM 5565 to Nairobi in Kenya to take off. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya, which of course is a country in Africa. Here it is coming. Alright, let's see. LL flight 338 to Tel Aviv. Should be next. Now, all flight 338 to Tel Aviv is what we're now waiting for. Looks to be the last airplane taking off from the Kaagbaan for the time being. Now, what is going to be the runway use after that? Around 1 o'clock. Here we go. All. Flight 338 to Tel Aviv. 737-900, the 4 X-Ray Echo Hotel Charlie. And in the meantime, Chris Nichols, thank you so much for your 4 months of membership support. Wow, 4 months already. Thanks for the streams, boy, he writes. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, Chris. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. Let me see what I can do to fix it. Now, KLM flight 1502 is the first plane for center and the A380 has been assigned to 36 right. It's time for me to switch my filters on flight radar from AMS outbound to AMS inbound and have a look to see where things are in the sky. 1502, the first to center, and in the meantime approaches to 36 right continuing. Fidel Castro is over there. Was over there. Oh, evasive maneuvers. Oh. Just as I tried to zoom in on him. Okay. On the highway they are honking. Let's see. So that's the Embraer 190 arriving from Aberdeen. Right. For this configuration, what I'm going to do first is quickly change the orientation of my zoom remote. Take that off. Place that one tripod leg further. The A380 has been assigned to 36 right. Unsurprisingly, since it is arriving from the east at a time where 2 runways are open for arrivals. Center runway is going to open up as secondary runway for arrivals. For airplanes arriving from the west. While we're waiting for the first arrival to the center runway, the next arrival to 36 right is KLM flight 622. That's a 777-300 arrival from Atlanta, Georgia. The Papa Hotel Bravo Victor November, the BVN. Lucas also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Chris and Curtis Coot are over here. Giving us butt shots. I can also hear the baby Grebe. He is so loud. I think that's the bow wave of him. Or was it? Yeah, he has submerged again somewhere. But where? He sounds close by, and yet I'm not yet able to see him. Adi Aphrodite, goedemiddag. Good to see you again. There he is. Alright, there is one airplane on the glide slope to the center runway. That's KLM flight 1502. Let's get our bearings in. Where is it? Let's see. It's supposed to be landing right behind me. So I'm thinking somewhere over there. It's not over there. That's going to 36 right. Ah! And here we go. Right. So this is KLM flight 1502. Fax K, Papa Hotel Alpha X-ray Kilo. A321neo, 2 hours and a minute ago it left from Madrid. Coming this way. Lights are on. Wingtip, no. Flap tip vortices. In the meantime, Carl Green is celebrating 2 months of membership. He writes, good afternoon to you too, mate. And thank you for your ongoing support. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. Let me see what I can do to fix things and improve it. Right, so the airplanes pass overhead almost exactly here. Makes for interesting viewing angles. Ah, we're standing right next to the building, so we can continue seeing it a bit further until there. Now, obviously, this doesn't make for very interesting viewing, so I'm going to stick around until the A380 has landed and probably wrap it up after that. Yeah, there was a 747. I think that just now took off. Has it already hit the clouds? I think it has. I think it has. Ooh, it has something to eat, or at least the parent has. Oh, oh, oh. Are they fighting? Here you go. Gook, 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 gook. Swallowed it whole. There you go. Look, look, look. All right. Next airplane coming in is over there. That should be Vueling flight 8353 arriving from Alicante. No, I say Alicante, Valencia. 2 hours and 12 minutes on the way, the ECNCS. 6-year-old airplane, first flight March 2019. There should be another Transavia behind it. Yeah, which we can also see already over there. Glide slope shots. established. According to flight radar, there is a third airplane already behind. I'm not sure if we can see the third airplane already. Don't think we can. Right, next up should be Transavia. Hey, what's that? Spec on the lens or what? That's annoying. Next up is Transavia with an A321neo arriving from Faro, flight 5356, 2 hours 42 minutes on the way, Papa Hotel, Yankee Hotel Alpha. Set my drag setting more loose. This is too... Right. We can master this. We can master this. Drag setting is too high. Makes it hard to move the camera fast enough. So let's jiggle the tilt axis and also the pan axis. Yep. Don't get dizzy. Ooh, wake turbulence. Nice. Let's have a look. Next up, KLM Flight 1186 arriving from Kristiansand, number 190. And behind it you can already see an A319 EasyJet arriving from Palma de Mallorca. Still wondering if we can see 3 airplanes, but it seems that we cannot. Bit of a pity. Right, let's try that again with less resistance on the pan and tilt axis. Not the most optimal place to be standing and filming these airplanes coming in. I will admit to that. Still, The A340 is getting closer by. Holding out until it has landed. Obviously, that's what you guys want to see. But we should be able to see it from over here relatively easily. It's going to land on the wrong runway, but we should be able to see that from here quite well. In the meantime, we can enjoy some arrivals here on the center runway. This is runway 36 center that these airplanes are now landing on. And what we're now looking at is an A319 from EasyJet arriving from Palma de Mallorca, the OE LQD, 2 hours and 14 minutes on the way. E2 Umbrella 195 after that. A little bit of crosswind from the left, as you can see. Very, very mild crab to the left. Next airplane to arrive is an E2 Umbrella 195 on arrival from Toulouse, KLM flight 1450. Papa Hotel, November X-ray Charlie, 1 hour and 35 minutes on the way. 4-year-old airplane, first flight March 2021. Transavia 737 behind it. Is there anything wide-bodied coming this way? Yes. We have KLM flight 789 arriving from Georgetown, which also is a Boeing 7879 Dreamliner. Dreamliner incoming. The 380 is turning final. Thank you for the update, Wolfgang. Before it coming this way is KLM flight 789. So after that we can transition to the A380. I'm already scanning carefully to see if we can see the contours of the A380 already. Ordinarily, with good visibility, it should be visible. Right now, there's our next narrow body. And don't see the Dreamliner yet. We've expected that we were able to see it already. Right, Transavia up next, arrival from Alicante. This one is arrival from Alicante, flight 6144. Right, let's scan the horizon. The Dreamliner coming to the center runway we have already found. Where's the A380? Can't be too far away. Not yet seeing it. Yeah, indeed, Sarah. Need to be careful here. We're standing right under the airplanes. If anything falls, it might land on me. I've got a visual on the A380 now as well. There it is. Meanwhile, Alan, welcome back, mate. Many more months, please, he writes, as he is celebrating 3 months of membership. May thank you for the support. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. Let me see what I can do to ameliorate the situation. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come. For now, big thank you, Alan, for the support thus far. This is KLM Flight 789, arriving from Georgetown. Right. Now, don't get dizzy as I am setting the drag settings back to the higher settings used for smooth and slower following of more distant traffic. Here we have Emirates Flight 147, of course, in the livery that our members already have access to for a long time, the ribbon tail. Emirates Flight 147 arriving from Dubai. Usually at this stage 6.5 hours on the way. Right now 6 hours and 38 minutes. It's the Alpha 6 Echo Oscar Hotel. 10-year-old airplane, first flight November 2014. A mere number 5 on flight radar, tracked by 730 people. Rookie numbers. I'm sure we can do better than that. The beautiful ribbon tail, tall as it is, even it briefly passes behind, hides behind the, vanishes behind the building over here. A more common occurrence, right? Last little bit of it being visible airborne over here. This is where we're going to lose it. The rotation, the touchdown, we are going to miss. We are going to see the roll out or the climb out if it were to go around. There it is. The towering tail still visible even though the airplane fuselage no longer is. That's the A380 for you. Right, there's a bizjet following the mighty A380. There it is, on its way to 36 right. There is a Delta Airlines A350 also coming this way. Now, if there's one airplane that I would like to get a headshot of for a nice thumbnail, it is an A350, so I'm going to stick around until it has landed at least. Oh, stupid truck. Getting in the way. Jet arriving from Frankfurt. This is VistaJet with a Bombardier Challenger 605. The buildings are getting close by. It's when you start to see the heat wave distortion of the building in the foreground. Indeed, Captain Kickass, a 350. Very much worthwhile sticking around for a few minutes longer. Delta A350 headshot, what a nice thumbnail that would make. The lighting right now, looking on to the glide slope of the center runway, is exquisite. It's a pity that from here we cannot see the touchdown. Otherwise, it would have been a good location to be filming the inbound traffic from. Although I would have preferred to stand a little bit more off axis, they're now right passing overhead. Makes it somewhat challenging. Let's also go back to the looser drag settings before. Right, that's the pan axis and that's the tilt axis. Yeah, sorry for the dizziness. You need to engage the lower drag setting on this tripod by twisting it around a little bit. So if you change the drag setting on the pan axis, you need to move it left and right a little, and for tilt you need to move it up and down a little to engage the new setting, which is what you need. Less resistance for faster movement for the airplanes that are passing overhead over here. We have KLM flight 1420 and Embraer 190 arriving from Nantes. Right, Saudia also on final. 236 right over there. Which livery is that? The beige livery. The meh livery. Marissa has to go. Thank you so much for joining, Marissa. Enjoy the rest of your day and hopefully see you again tomorrow. Meanwhile, Air France in the meantime. Bombardier C-Series 300. Yeah, and the Dreamliner already so low that it's hard to follow it with the buildings being in the way. Right, the Delta A350 is turning in. Should be the third airplane on approach. And I'm wondering to what extent can we see it. think that the clouds are still in the way. Right, KLM flight 902 arriving from Inverness in Scotland. Here it is. Now, can we see the A350 already? Still looking for it. You'd think you should be able to see it. The 777 arriving from Doha, already visible. Not too far behind it should be the A350 heading towards the center runway. Well, we'll see it soon enough, hopefully. Air France flight 1796 arriving from Lyon. Right, let's have a look, see if we can find Delta Airlines flight 72. That will be the last airplane for today's show though. But have a look at this. It's an A350 looking us right in the face. Here it is, Delta Airlines flight 72. Arriving from Atlanta, Georgia, 7 hours and 43 minutes on the way. The November 5A68 Delta Zulu. Nine-year-old airplane, first flight December 2015. It's going to be the last airplane for today's show, so I'm going to go ahead and thank you all already for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time. Hope you guys did too. Don't forget, if you did enjoy what you have been seeing thus far and you haven't done so already, leave a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Make sure to stay informed of upcoming live streams. The next one will be tomorrow, if my voice does not give out, but I'm sure it won't. Not sure yet where I'll be going to. I hope that you will join me there. For now, a big thank you for joining me here today. A massive big thank you for the many gifted memberships once again today. Massive big thank you for all the other forms of support as well. Massive big thank you also to all the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible once again. Right. For me, it is time to say I'm going home.
Oh yeah? Well, screw you guys, I'm going home.
And I see you again tomorrow. Stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you soon. Bye for now, guys.